Use microphone.
Hello,
It's
Sergei.
it's like riding
Welcome.
a bike.
Yeah,
Hello,
we're
everybody.
back. What's it been? Two weeks, 3 weeks?
It's been 3 weeks, but I've missed two issues. But I'm happy to be back for the 20th because like it's a beautiful number. It's kind of like anniversary or something.
I mean,
20.
you're making a grand entrance here.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Good morning, or whatever time, you're watching this on YouTube, or I don't know where you found this video. Hopefully, you're with us right now because for the next 40 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that, we'll be talking about QI. QI. Here we go. I love this. We're talking about AI in QA. What is AI in QA? Well, first of all, if you Google it or just go to AI in QA, you'll land on a beautiful website where you can see a lot of newsletters and from basically 20, and it's a lot. It's like
It's a
every
lot
week.
of links. Yeah.
It's a lot of links, and it's 20 weeks. So basically, it's like a half of the year now.
It's not
Because
quite half a year.
I mean, we're
Maybe
getting.
with like PTO and a sabbatical in
Oh,
between.
true. Yes,
So,
yes. So today's issue number 20. My name is Sergei. What's your name? You decided to drink coffee right at that
my name is
moment.
Butch Mayhew. I'm the author. I'm super happy to make it this far and just to be having a conversation about this today. So,
Okay. So what makes you keep doing it after
I mean,
20
honestly,
issues?
I'm doing it already. I'm learning. I'm out
Okay.
there reading, consuming this content, just trying to understand where the market's going, how to leverage these tools, and the cool things that come across, they get thrown in the newsletter. And then I typically will leave my opinion in the Butch's take section. So,
Okay. But do
yeah.
you feel like in 20 issues, you've changed a lot of your opinions about AI and in QA or just QA? Like what would you? It's like an interview today. Because I mean, you're the person. I mean, I
Sure.
read majority of these articles, right? But I'm not the person who puts them together. I'm not the person who's dealing with all of the AI every single day. So I'm just curious, when you started compared to now, what probably would be the biggest thing you can call out which changed you or you've seen changed or something like that?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I've seen change since I started writing this was one, I mean, the models have continued to get better. The tooling around this has continued to get better. And I've seen a whole lot more people adopting the tooling as well. So early in my days, like there was a week or two where I was like, I don't know if there's enough content to fill this thing, right? I'm trying to get 12 at a minimum links to share that were high quality, right? I try not to share the things that are like clearly like AI wrote all this and generated the photo, and there's no way I can actually reproduce what you are talking about because you haven't left the breadcrumbs for me. So I have seen a lot more just people sharing how they're doing these things, how they're using AI in their QA processes, and yeah, it's just been really encouraging. So
Yeah, well, thank you for doing it. For everybody, AINQA.com, you go there, you click subscribe. If you didn't have the newsletter today in your mailbox, just go subscribe. Or you can always go and, read any of the issues at any point in time. So, yeah, it just subscribes. If you subscribe, it helps us make money because you also can sponsor the newsletter. Listen, I'm not gonna be like, calling for action without telling why. We can really make money out of it. So, so
I
subscribe.
mean, in the end, it's helping fund Sergey when he comes to visit. We take him out to lunch. We go to Eugene's Hot Chicken, the
Yes.
best hot chicken in Birmingham.
Yes, and also it sponsored our t-shirts for the conference we had a few weeks back in Birmingham. So yeah, that one I think it's gonna be online soon, right? I
I
mean the
think so, yeah.
recording. Yeah, so we will definitely share the recording with you where you will see how we did a newsletter review, but just live on stage with questions and yeah, so that one was also an incredible time. But if we go back to newsletter today, I personally, as a person who reads everything in 1 hour before this, because I wake up at 7 Eastern and I immediately start reading all of this, which can be overwhelming sometimes, but today was not the case. You know, I personally want to call out that you put a lot of articles which are A, easy to read, and B, they're not long. You
Some
know,
of
so
them. There's a few that are
some of
long.
them, yeah, but I mean, also define long, right? But you started very nicely with does learning stop when AI does the work? And it's just a LinkedIn post from Vitali. And the interesting thing is that I've seen this theme through a few articles in
Yep.
this issue where people who work with AI and also, as you could see, right, they write articles on their own. They all call out that, you know, it's obviously a question, should the learning stop when AI is involved? We know the answer. And again, I remembered the conference today for one reason, because there was a question, do you need to learn how to code because AI can code everything? And I was lazy at the moment, so I decided not to answer. And I literally asked people in the audience who thinks if, you know, if we still should learn to code. And I cannot say 100% raise their hand, but I would say definitely 90% of people raised their hand, and I think 10% weren't just listening. Otherwise, they would also raise their hand.
Yeah, the context there is those were developers, right? So those
Yes.
were people that it's their full-time job to write code. A lot of them were leveraging the AI tools, and it's a very important skill. I think what two of these articles specifically, like that does the learning stop, and even just the AI career advice kind of sprinkles some of that in.
Yes.
They do talk about not just understanding the code to be able to write code, but also the system you're testing, right? Because a lot of you coming up with what to test and how to test it, if you're ever testing a software product, requires you to do that critical thinking. It
Right.
requires you to understand, what all is here, what all inputs can affect an output, and what are all the different technologies that are in play, right? A lot of the tools that we're, a lot of the workflows that we can pass off to AI are, hey, here's a URL, go explore the site and come back with like test cases, right? That's typically where a lot of these tools start. And if you're just getting test cases based on what it can find via clicking, like there's still, it's like, that's like a slice of the pie, right? There's this rest of the pie that's what technology is being used, how's the data being persisted, what's the transport layer. There's all these other types of risks that can go untouched if you just leave everything to AI. But with that, if you offload everything to AI, you also lose out on that learning time. How does this work? What are going to be some future risks that maybe I need that knowledge? So next week when I'm in my we don't call it the G word anymore. Refinement. That's right. When we're in our refinement meetings, we can bring that up and say, hey, if you add this feature, if you add this functionality, this is a risk. If you haven't done that learning, you're relying on your AI tool to do that. And yeah, that's yeah, leave it as it will. Take that as it
Yeah.
was.
So you know what it reminded me? Like all you have said just now, it reminded me of the time. So I in the high school, I was math student. So I know there is no, there is A student, B student. I was math student. So I would come and go sometimes. I was like absent a lot, a lot of days. I had my own things to do. And I remember what you were just saying. I remember the class in geometry. So when we started studying geometry, I fell in love with it. I really loved the whole thing. I just loved it. I'll remember I wasn't obsessed with algebra, but geometry, yes, I loved it. And I remember how I was on track, everything was great. And then, my teenage years kicked in and I started like coming and going and everything. And I remember how I probably maybe like skipped 2 weeks or something. And I remember coming back to the class and I realized that, wait a second, it's kind of what I knew, but why is it a little bit different? Why I cannot apply what I knew, right, to this and to fix the problem. So that's basically what you said reminds me that you kind of you cannot afford just offloading everything to AI, coming back in 2 months and thinking that, yeah, I'm just gonna, I know what's gonna happen. I know what is gonna be doing everything, especially like, right, again, my question back to you, what you've seen changed in 6 months, in AI world. How many updates and patches just Claude on its own has released? It's like, it's dozens. And in the second post, AI career advice, be able to do the work. The be able to do the work is literally in caps, even in the article itself, because learn everything you can about AI and be able to do the work. So, nobody tells you not to do that. It's just literally know what you would do if AI wasn't there. And again, it goes back to learn how to code, and it always comes back to be on top of everything what you're doing. Just don't offload it, and again, expecting magic. I mean, magic will be happening, but you will be left out. You'll be just like kicked out of Hogwarts because Draco, did better job. I don't know. Like, just leave me alone. But
Man, yeah, that's
yeah,
good. So we've got a question on our LinkedIn live stream. The question was like, what skills do we need to leverage AI in QA? And I think I would just point at this article, right? Go read this article. This is the second one in today's newsletter over at AIandQA.com. Just the AI career advice. And, what he says is, you need to be able to do the work. So learn how to use AI. If you don't have a subscription that is provided by your company, I would encourage you to invest in yourself. Spend $10 or $20 depending on what your budget is and sign up for one of these like lower tier plans and just use it and run out of your context window and run out of your 4 hour limits and feel a little bit of the pain, but also see what these tools can do. If you run out of your 4 hour limit and you have like no output or results to show for it, it's likely you're using it inefficiently. But with 4 hours, you can, or with kind of the 4 hour limits they give you, with the right model, with the right context, you can generate a lot of code. You can generate a lot of analysis. You can compare test cases to your automation and see where your gaps are. There's all sorts of stuff you can do.
yep. So the question was, what skills for using AI? That was the question.
I'll give you the specific question here. It
Yes.
is, what AI skills should a software tester learn in 2026 to stay competitive? So one is use the AI tool or tools, right? And there's more. Sergey, what would you add to that?
I would add read the newsletters. No. It's not because again I want another T-shirt. Not for that. I promise. But because Butch did something, I don't know why you're not calling out. You probably forgot about it, but you have it. You have it right here in the newsletter. On July 30th, there's gonna be a free free webinar, I think, and it's AI chapter. Yep. So that one is gonna be. Did you find it? Oh, perfect. Yes, this one. So if you, my advice always. Again, I don't know what type of learner you are. Maybe you're good just reading information and you get it. Maybe you visual. Maybe you maybe you need to hear it. I'm a tactile. I need to touch it. I need to do it. I need to actually go poke, see the red screen, see, command not found. I need to all of that for me personally to experience, to learn. But I feel like this one AI chapter, this one is gonna be good because I don't think it's for even intermediate level. I think it's for beginners is going to be just fine. So if you can dedicate a little bit of time and ask your managers for, it's free, not for money, but for time that you can dedicate a little bit of time, that would be great. But it's like, I don't know, you tomorrow decide to start playing tennis, right? It doesn't matter how many videos you watch. It actually does matter a little bit. I'm studying psychology right now, so it does matter. Watching videos does help. Actually seeing a player playing will help you play, but reading about rules will help you to know how to play. But to play, I'm sorry for repeating, you have to play, So just pick up the racket. You don't need the expensive one. You just need the basic racket. You don't need a very cool courts and the cool parts of the town with leagues and stuff. No, you just go on a simple court and start hitting, the ball. This is how you play tennis. I don't play tennis, by the way. I don't know
But
why.
He is an expert in learning how to play tennis.
I'm literally an expert in learning. And right now I'm taking psychology class at school, educational psychology. So basically how to learn, and everything I'm telling you, it's literally based. Oh, and the most important part, which is absolutely true, and I cannot stress this enough, believe in yourself. Really believe that you can do that. Do not doubt yourself that you're dumb, that you're behind, that, oh my God, it's too complicated. No. Just really believe that you can do that. Plus, if you're asking about AI, how to use AI in QA, you've been doing QA, right? So you know how to do QA. It's just a tool. It just will make your, job better and maybe faster. It's like switching from Jira to linear, for me personally.
Yeah, that being said, if you are brand new to software testing, you've never done testing before, you see all these AI tools and you're like, well, Butch is telling me to adopt these things and use them. If you don't understand the core concepts of exploratory testing or finding bugs on your own through testing, I'll even say manual testing, right? When I say manual testing, I mean exploratory testing, not write 1,000 test cases, okay?
Yeah.
By exploring an application, testing it, and surfacing, what are the risks? What are the areas that this is not perfect, right? If you don't have that skill, focus on that skill, right? Focus on critical thinking. How can you apply what you read over here and apply it to an application? If you don't understand how HTTP works and you can't look inside your Chrome network tab and understand what's happening, what a GET request is, a POST request is, to be able to load a website, like go learn that stuff. Having the core fundamentals under your belt is huge. Now, does that mean you have to go learn the traditional methods? No. Like we have AI tools that can help us, right? So while we're testing, while we're exploring a site, come up with, hey, like, teach me about HTTP. Like, walk me through, for this site that I just pasted to you, walk me through how to open up Chrome tools and explain to me what's happening. You have your AI tool likely has the network request, because if that browser that it spun up made the request, it can go find those things. So we live in a really interesting time. And maybe that's like what I should build out here. It's like, here's a list of 100 things I would learn today. Right. Yeah. Hey, future Butch, when you listen to this recording, go and make an action item.
Make an action. Yeah. But yeah, I agree with everything you said. Me personally, if you're absolutely new to QA, then yeah, definitely it looks way different than 9 years ago or 8 years ago when I was going into QA from scratch. Back then it was different, but the concept of QA is still the same. Like the job, I mean, like what actual QA is, it's still the same. And it was never about, is the button blue because the ticket says button blue. It's way more about that. We can talk about this another time, and maybe even I don't know, like maybe you will come up with the list. But if you already again, also, yeah, if you have more questions, if anybody has more questions about how to get started and everything with QA, please ask them. I mean, we can always dedicate some time. But if you are already in QA and you thinking about starting with AI tools, Butch has included a beautiful article from, where is it? I do not see it on your screen, but it's from Aswani. Here we go. Yeah, getting started with Claude Code and Playwright CLI. Beautiful. It was so good. It was piece of cake. I don't know. It just an amazing article. So if you have never ever done anything with AI, or maybe you played with Copilot because VS Code kept, forcing you to install the extension and you gave up and you're like, okay, I'm gonna install it. But you think about like going next level, maybe next level, okay, different level of AI. I don't want to, separate them in the different levels.
Sure.
But yeah, this one is very good, super clean. The commands already ready for copying and pasting, so you just follow it. Butch looked at it, I looked at it. There seems to be no malicious, commands which somebody told you to copy and paste in your prompt. But yeah, this one is very good. And again, me, I love very simple things, so I appreciated this article a lot.
Yeah. And I think what's cool here, right? This is one of 8 that he's going to be covering. This article, to read it, go through the steps, understand it, will take you less than 15 minutes. And the 80% of this article is getting things installed.
Yeah.
So if you really go copy this prompt in with Playwright CLI installed, and you will see the magic that we are talking about, where you can have your LLM drive a browser, go take screenshots, go record a video. Like, Playwright CLI can do all those things for you from your command line. One other nice thing that is not included here is Playwright CLI is now bundled with the latest Playwright.
Ooh.
So 1.62.
No, 62. Okay.
Like
you included the article about 159.
I did. That was someone else's article.
Yeah,
but that was around
mean.
That's really where the AI features started. But the latest one, which happened after I added that to the article,
Okay.
they actually have Playwright CLI baked in. So MPX Playwright, I think it's like space CLI or something. Here, let's go look. We can do this, right?
We can do that. Yes.
Where's my release?
Release notes.
I always have to find this thing. So yeah, check this out. Scroll down. Look at that. MPX space playwright play CLI. So if you're on 162, you can run that or have your AI agents run that, and you're off to the races.
Magic.
So, yeah, one thing I haven't tested this yet. I
Okay.
haven't upgraded because this like literally came out like a day or two ago. So, but when I do, the first thing I'm going to look at is when this is run or it's installed, do the right skills get installed? And what I mean by that is back in this other post that we chatted about, skills are really what this AI chapter is going to be all about. Go learn skills. So if you don't know what a skill is in AI, here you go. Here's some free training for you. But here, one of these commands, this right here, playwright CLI install dash dash skills. This will install a specific playwright CLI skill into your skills directory so that anytime you're saying use playwright CLI and Claude or Cursor or your Copilot picks that up, it basically will read the skill and understand all the different commands it has access to and the preferred way of doing things. So that's really all this skill is it's a big old, it's almost like the instruction manual that you're handing to Claude to be able to know how this tool works.
Yeah. Basically, Claude skills. Somebody asked us what skills do they need for QA in AI. Well,
You need Claude skills.
it's Claude skills. That's all you need. About articles, I really like write code like a human will maintain it. It's from Scott Robinson. Yes, foundations. Yeah, that one was a great piece of advice. So there is a sentence in a bold. Every shortcut you merge into your code base, I'm reading from your screen, is a signal about how things are done here. And he goes into a beautiful example, which, get ready for this. Why I call this article? Because I had personal experience with the same thing. I was not doing it, but I was reviewing code and somebody else did that. They opened a PR and I could tell the person wrote used the AI, to generate the test. Which again, as long as everybody understands what's going on, I'm cool with that. So, and I saw exactly what happened in this article in the code, where AI was kept creating the same block of code in different tests, literally the same ones.
Yep.
And the only thing which was changing in the if statement parameters, but the logic was exactly the same. I honestly couldn't believe it, and I also was a little bit like surprised, maybe not disappointed, but surprised that the person didn't notice it because also AI agent. I asked for when we, when somebody submits code and there is a massive block of some logic, to have a quick comment what actually is going on, so I could read it, and understand. And it's the same lines everywhere, like, so it's literally copy and paste. But this article is about how, let's say we merged it. We didn't merge it, obviously. I made a point that it needs to be a fixture, it needs to be outside of the, it needs, we need to fix it and clean it up. But if you merge it and then you keep using AI to assist you with writing, or writing instead completely, and you just click merge. AI is looking, when it's looking at your code, it's taking it as an example how everything should be. And so when things like this, when the code is not dry, and really is just repetitive code everywhere, all over the place, and not even that, maybe like a few horrible assertions, or just assertions which meaningless. Every time AI will be adding new code, it will be looking at what you had before and try to implement and copy the same logic. So Basically, write code like a human will maintain it is great. Title for this article, but also it AI will just multiply whatever you have. Like you have good code, it will multiply that. You have horrible code, it will just multiply that without if you don't interfere. So again, going back, let AI do that, but know how it needs to be done.
So I've got an example for you. Have you ever been to a buffet, like a Chinese buffet?
When I moved to the United States, I could not believe it that in 2012 that I could spend $13 back then in Chicago suburbs and you can eat literally as much as you can. Yes, I definitely know what it is.
That's right. So you know buffet. There's also these. There's also American food buffets. Golden Corral is the big one. I don't know if
Oh,
I should have taken you there at some point, just in
it's
your
okay.
American journey. You're like,
It's okay.
yeah,
I'm
no,
down with
good.
buffets.
Just imagine like Chinese food, except it's American food here,
Yeah.
and the quality that you get at a buffet restaurant, it's not great, right? It's
$13.
but it's as much as you want. And our AI tools against a poorly designed database or a poorly designed code base is like a Chinese buffet, right? It's like your Golden
Nice.
Corral. You're going to go in, they do have that one station that has the steak or the prime rib. You can get there. It's still like, is it really steak? I don't know. It's kind of like the lowest tier steak you can get, right? Overcooked most of the time. And yes, you can get this. You can get as much as you want. You can go to the spaghetti bar at Golden Corral and get as much as you want. But in the end, if your code base is spaghetti code, you're going to get more spaghetti, just like a buffet. So, one of the principles I teach in my trainings are really around making sure we actually have a session dedicated to it. Let's look at your code base. Let's make sure the good patterns are there and the bad patterns aren't there. And if you have an old way of doing things, like we use page objects here, but we've got some old stuff that we just don't touch it. Like now, you have no reason not to touch it with these AI tools. You can refactor like a whole suite, thousands of tests very, very quickly. Yes, it's going to burn through some tokens, but once you have a clean code base that your LLMs can predict against, remember these tools are just prediction machines. You're going to be at a much, much better spot.
Yes. So yeah, I love the analogy about buffet. So don't forget to sponsor us so I could go to buffet with Butch next time, since he promised me to go to buffet and then said how horrible it is. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Any article which stood out for you to you?
I mean, I like all the articles. I'll call
Yeah.
out two things here at the bottom. This is the one you're talking about, the
Yes.
quick tip. Um, yeah, Stefan, he actually has two articles on here. One down here and one at the very top. And I installed this Claude Code M Mac OS notification utility by Philip. I've not configured it yet, but it is on my Mac. I just haven't gone through the process of setting it up, but I'm looking forward to it. I will call out Stefan's article up here, and then I'll just call out my little section. But this was new to me, so I'm glad somebody's always pushing the limits. There's a little video that you can watch here that's worth watching. But the big point here is when Playwright CLI first came out, the big thing was it's going to save a ton of tokens. The modern Playwright MCP doesn't have like the token burn issue. At least that's what's claimed here, and based on his test that he walks through, seems to be good and clear. I still will likely reach for Playwright CLI for me, the main reason is the encapsulation it does with the browser. So by default, Playwright CLI does not open on your screen. It's running headless. And there's this command, npx, or it's, yeah, playwright-cli space show. And what that does is opens up basically a command window where you can see all your different agent sessions and spy on them without them taking over your screen. I'm a big fan of just like having your any kind of automation tool taking over your screen. It just irks me because I ended up typing on that screen or I'm doing other things. I'm multitasking over here and just need it to calm down a bit. So, but that is something worth calling out. If you have not messed with Playwright MCP or CLI, go check it out. It's a very great tool. All right, last section for me is the Butch's take. Last week, I guess at this point, I bought this book. It's Holistic Testing. This is by Lisa and Janet Gregory. I had their Agile testing book previously and read through it, but this week, Lisa just posted about it, and I realized I haven't read this book yet, and there's probably some good things to take away from this book because these are really smart ladies that have been sharing their experience in testing for well over 15 years, at least since I became a tester. So probably longer than that. So a lot of wisdom here, a lot of experience with this group. And yeah, if you are looking for learning how to apply testing in a broader team, this book is good for you. If you're a brand new manager, you're not sure, like, how do I get my devs and QAs to work together? Go read this book. This will, and give it to your boss too, because a lot of the concepts here are around getting the whole team thinking about quality. And once you have that foundation built, applying AI tools becomes way easier. Without that foundation built, you are going to be applying AI tools in inefficient ways, in ways that may actually hurt quality in some ways.
Yeah. So I have, I know it's, you don't have favorite articles because they're all your babies. I mean, you adopted them though. Fostering babies. Foster house. I do have my favorite ones. The assertion is the hard part. I really like by Dmitry Shishkin. That one, it has a very good line which says, where is it? Green isn't correct. It's just green. I loved it so much. Beautiful examples of how AI will be making the test pass. And again, it's about assertions, not how to write them, but how to be careful with them and how to be cautious and how your expertise actually matter a lot when writing assertions or reviewing the code which was written by AI with assertions as well. Really interesting take on why I prefer BDD over SDD for agentic development from Vitaly Potapov. It's a different one. We talked about BDD recently. A few sessions back, and that's not changing my mind. So this article is not changing my mind, but this is me showing that I'm not biased person. So the article is great.
And I'm not biased. You're not changing me ever.
Exactly. I'm not biased. I'm just stubborn, and yes, but so it's a good one. If you are into BDD or you want to give it a try or you just want to expand your knowledge, and but he does call out that it's not perfect solution for everything, and I was like, yes. So it can be a solution, but also it's interesting how I've never written automation using BDD, but there is an example how it works. And again, just for you, just to know that it exists, I think it would be beneficial. and I want to probably jump into the hot take.
Okay.
So I was confused by this hot take. You choose first of all, the biggest question I have, why hot take is not one sentence? Why I had to spend probably like 5 minutes reading all of this, and I was like, where is this going? So, huh? So, okay, for the
There
people,
is a reason. I almost made the BDD one, but yeah, I put that in the hot take section enough because I'm not a practicer of BDD, right?
yeah,
I have used it in my training. I understand how it works. It's still just too much for me, right? It's
yeah,
too many abstraction layers. But I understand why, right? Because you can trace it back to requirements and all these things, and it's human written.
yes.
This specific one, there's something that triggered me around it, and I'll have to see. I'll have to remember what it was because it is a long one.
It's the longest hot take ever. So we keep patching test automation. Should we rebuild and reinvented it? So basically, the whole article, is talking about how if you have a checkout flow or booking flow, he used the booking flow or she, wait, the author, they use a booking flow, and the whole idea was like you select the dates, you select the town, you click, you select the hotel, and you populate the information for your information. Then you go to checkout, then you check out, everything is successful, green, perfect. Mwah. And then on Monday you wake up and somebody moved the page where you fill out the information to checkout, and now your automation is red. And so basically the author of the article is annoyed with the fact that why do we keep such a detailed path to the end result instead of saying the test should be select the dates, make a payment, confirm it's successful. I can't. uh, so it's not even a hot take.
It kind of is a hot take, though, right? I think what they're arguing here at the end, right, is a test should be a declaration of a destination, not a transcript of the route. So that's like probably AI generated there. But what that's saying is you should be able to write the test with an intent, and your test should be able to either accomplish that goal or not accomplish that goal, right? So go to the checkout, the same steps you did, and maybe you're not writing code. Maybe that specific path isn't tested. But I think the reason this is hot is because this is not how we think about test automation.
That's what I wanted to say, that I don't see it. I mean, it's hard, but also it's not hard, because if we come from different understanding what automation is, what it is used for, my steps on the every single step I do is not to get to the green mark at the end. Each step is a verification of a step. You know, it's like
Yeah.
when I write it, this is the step itself is. So if in this example, when I select dates and I select a to date, right, from selected it, and then it fails on the step of two, I don't care that, payment didn't go through. Automation told me what I needed to know, that the step has failed. The functionality is not working. So, I mean, I see what the author is trying to tell us. For those reasons, we have smoke tests. We have beautiful boom, boom, click, bam, pshum, pom. That's it. Ready. Those, yeah, the audio effects, something. But my point is, I don't want to discuss this anymore. I'm leaving. I'm done. Next
I will
time.
say, I'll say the one thing: we believe test automation is a change detector, and if the test fails, a deterministic test that we actually expect to be there, it gives us an investigation, a reason to go investigate something that normally we don't have to worry about. On the
Yes.
non-determinism front, I don't get that ability to go investigate, and that is a little scary to me.
Yes. API testing is where you skip the test and you get the send request, boom, chick. No.
That's
But
right.
UI, it's literally system
a journey.
change detection. Yes. So well said. On this note, thank you very much for joining us today for 20th anniversary. Here we go. Issue. And next time it's going to be 21st, next Monday. So yeah, subscribe, AI and QA. That's it. Have an amazing week, by the way.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.